Hello. So today we will talk how can we go through scripting the following question. Create a script that calculates Reynolds number of a flow in a circular pipe and outputs to the command window whether the flow is laminar, transitional, or turbulent. So it's a question related to fluid mechanics. We learned this following command, CLC, in clear to make sure I will not interfere with other script I've used before and workspace, even if workspace and command windows are really new, but it's recommended to use it. Here I would define my input data. So Reynolds number is based on calculating velocity times the diameter times the density divided by dynamic viscosity. So I will define these variables. So first one, dynamic viscosity. Avoid to use a space in scripting. Equals, so in this example, I'll use the values 1.002 e to the power minus 3. And I will make sure to write the comments, units, it's Pascal second. Organize my script nicely so the units will be there. The second variable will be the diameter. That one, you can either use the command, enter the value, or you can set it up. So we use 0.1, and I don't want to display that value. Again, the units for that, let's say it's meters. And the other value is the density, equals 1000, so it's water. And again, you can change that value to something else. Unit is kgs per meter cubic. And then you have the velocity. Equals, let's set it out, very small velocity. And then we test how the script works with different velocity values. Units for that one is meters per second. What the units are. This is a semicolon because we don't want to display that in my command window. All right, so the question we're trying to use is the if statement. So first, before the if statement, we need to write the equation. So first thing, we put our comments input values, and then the second part of it is the equation we want to use, which is Reynolds number. So Reynolds equals, for me, will be density. So because I wrote them earlier and I want to avoid any issues, so misspelling or something, I copy paste them. Density times velocity times diameter. And you see when we highlight that each one of these variables, you can see it's linked to those values divided by dynamic viscosity. All right, semicolon. So that is the equation. Reynolds number is the dimensionless number, so it doesn't have units, and that's why we need to stay with the SI units, and they must be meters and kgs and seconds, so they cancel each other to get dimensionless. So here we come with the statement if, and then we could end that as well, but we'll show you how we go through it. So if Reynolds number smaller equals 1800, then display is the command, and then we could put the Reynolds number, any message you want to show is, and we give that space, and then we use the following command, which is number to string Reynolds, and then space, the flow is, for example, laminar. You can use capital letter. Okay. Now, else if, you can see it here, execute statement. Else if Reynolds, it's bigger than 1,800, and, because we have another statement, Reynolds, I need to repeat that, less or equal, so it's in between, it's bigger than 1,800 because that's the value last time we say it's laminar if it's equal or less, and it's more than 2,100, then the display message, I'll copy that one exactly, but I change it to be transitional flow. Now, the other scenario, it doesn't need an equation or if a statement because what is remaining, any values is bigger than 2,100. So as soon as 2,101, then we go to the next command, displays there, and that we will display here is turbulent. So we can make the code nice, but full stop. Yeah. And now we need to end the if statement to make sure the Reynolds number will work. I'll save that. I'll call it Reynolds number 02 because I've done it several times. And then I will test that and when we run the script. So based on these input data, the Reynolds number is about 998.004. The flow is laminar, and that value is calculated by using these values. And then that comes to the if statement. So first goes to solve this equation, find that number, and then we comes to the if statement. If Reynolds is smaller or equal 1,800, which is that is the situation, then we'll display the Reynolds number is the value. See, I put a space, so that will make a space between is and the number. Number to strain is, which is the value we calculated. The flow is laminar. The flow regime is laminar, which what we want to display. Now, if I change that velocity to make it 0.5, let's see how the scenario would change. We run this again. So now the Reynolds number is 4,990.02. The flow is turbulent because it came to that situation. It's found like the Reynolds number is bigger than 2,100 and go through it. So if we do this value is 2.2, let's see what we'll get. We get the Reynolds number is 1,996.008. The flow is transitional, and therefore we'll be calculating and displaying that message for you. All right, so that is a very easy and simple script which we're trying to address. But the other question is, how can I, which we did in the class, you can convert that to be technically a function. So instead of having these values, how can I transfer this to be, for example, a function which we could display? So for the function, you don't need to have the inputs here. For example, you don't need CLC and clear. You just start the code with function, and that function has an output, which is the Reynolds on regime, and you can then specify the name of the function, and the input data will be dynamic viscosity, diameter, and other values. That's enough for this video. I will save it and share it with you. Thank you.